The Montessori calls to children between the age of birth and 6, children in the stage of the absorbent mind, where they just take in the information that comes in through their senses, almost as if they were a sponge. This is a very special time. We don't learn this way ever again.
So it's called the brown stairs.
First you engage the child's curiosity, and that's almost an unconscious activity. The material itself speaks to the child and they go, oh, wow, that looks like fun. I think I want to try that. The second part is a much longer period of time where they're working with the material over and over again until they are able to utilize it in a way that is logical, that makes sense. Once that's happened for them, then they move to the conscious stage where they have the language given to them.
Thinnest.
And then they can use that as an abstract concept that they can apply to in other areas.
I want to show you something. Would you like to see?
The pink tower is, again, it's just one piece of apparatus. They're 10 cubes. They go from 1 centimeter cubed to 10 centimeters cubed. And it's an icon in Montessori environments. When they have their first lesson with the pink tower, they're being shown very, very carefully and slowly how to carry each cube one at a time from its resting place all the way to a rug where they'll begin to manipulate the cubes on their own.
Smallest, biggest, yeah, largest.
As they do that, they're going to feel sensorially how their hand has to get wider and wider in its grasp as it goes from the smallest one and becomes larger. So that's very concrete. So they're getting a lot of sensorial information, but all focused on this idea of large and small.
So today, I'm going to show you how to breathe the bells.
It's not really going on for them consciously. It's this whole process of learning where they're curious, and then they do what a layman would call they play with it. But really what they're doing is they are very scientifically often doing a lot of comparison, trying to see how these different pieces relate to one another. And after they've been able to figure out the logic of them, the reasoning behind it, then we give them the language for it, and then it becomes a concept that they own. So the language always comes after the experience. So the children have something really concrete and sensorial to attach that language to.
Take them out one at a time. Can you help me, please?
The end game is math. The sensorial materials directly relate to the development of the logical mind.
Now, we always start with the red one, right?
Doing things in a specific sequence. And clearly, the geometry is part of math. It's right there. When they're putting the constructive triangles together, they are seeing that you can have 2 triangles with the same area, and depending on how you put them together, you will have a different end shape. You can put 2 right angle scalene triangles together and make a rectangle. If you put them together in another way, you're going to have a parallelogram. We're not telling them this information. They're absorbing this information through their absorbent mind and making it part of the hardware and the lens through which they'll view their mathematical experiences later on. So this is all very much indirect and direct preparation for mathematics.